I'm back in the UK.
You made it through customs then.
Yeah, I had to take all the cheese out of my suitcase, but yeah, I know, so
So
annoyed.
cheesy.
I was like, oh, pack all this cheese. And yeah, my suitcase was like 30 kilograms.
Oh dear.
Yeah, my sister was like, what the hell have you got in your case
So
that
you had
weight
10,
weight?
10 kilograms of cheese.
Well, more than that actually, because by the time I took all the cheese back out, I weighed my suitcase again and it was like 19 kilos. And I was like, Jesus, I was trying to take home 11 kilograms of cheese.
Those
Yeah.
people smuggle drugs. Case
No, not
smuggled
for me.
cheese.
Yeah. Well, cheese is my drug.
That was it.
Yeah. Oh, I
That's
love
so
cheese.
funny.
I love cheese. I was debating whether to try and get some red wine.
Whether to leave your clothes there and just bring back the cheese.
Honestly, I mean, we laugh, but that is absolutely accurate. Yeah. I was like, oh, I'll leave this hoodie. I was taking hoodies out. Wait. And in the end, I was like, it's gonna like the cheese is gonna have to come out.
That's so sad. I bet your sister's like, yes,
I know. Well, I mean,
cheese.
she lives in the land of cheese, and I was like, oh man, just want the cheese. Oh, it was such nice cheese as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
so that had to stay.
Did you bring
That
any
was
pickles back?
no, your pickles are the only pickles for me.
That's weird.
It's a bit. Sorry
That's
about that.
really weird.
I love you for your pickles.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no
Never mind.
pickles. No pickles. I brought some. Actually, thinking about it, I brought a jar of herbs back for Claire. Oh, that was probably quite a dodgy thing to do. Like bringing a small, like chunky jar with like green herbs in,
Green
all dried.
leaves.
Yeah. Whoops.
Oh dear,
Well,
where did you smuggle it in?
I didn't get stopped anyway, so that was fine. Yeah, is
We
what it
love
is.
that for you. We're glad you're back.
Thank you. It's good to be back with my proper microphone.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So it's also good to be back with Random Blams. Go.
As you are aware, I have just frantically been searching for a fact. So I
Yes.
do have a random plan.
Sat here
So
all quietly drinking my coffee while Sarah was trawling the internet.
yep, my random blam is in the war when prisoners were taken to the camps, they were instructed to stay within the borders of the camp and they would draw out lines as the perimeter of these camps. And if you crossed these lines, you would be shot.
Oh.
These lines became known as deadlines,
Oh, as in deadline.
as in deadline. Yep. Honestly, we are blowing minds.
Really? That's incredible.
Yeah, deadline. You say these words and you have no idea where they've come from, and
No.
that's quite sad, isn't it?
Yeah, and you don't even think about asking.
Why that's called that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like once in a blue moon, you might go, that's a funny word. Why do we say that? And then
yeah,
look it up. But for the most part, yeah, deadline. That's
yeah. You're
cool.
welcome.
Thank you. Um, my random blam,
Is it cheese related?
not actually. I should have done the cheese one. Hmm. My random blam is there was once a man and he desperately wanted to be an author. So he let his imagination run riot and was writing and writing and writing. And he was working on this one story and it was pretty much finished. And he kept like rereading it and that. And he thought, oh, do you know what? This is a load of old shit. Threw it in the bin, got his coat on and thought, I'm just going to go off, get back to work. So put his coat on, off he went to work in a bit of a depressive slump. And while he was at work, his wife thought, "What's that in the bin?" Pulled it out the bin, and she thought, "Oh, this is what he's been working on. I'll give it a read." So she read the first couple of pages, and she was instantly hooked, and she thought, "This is fucking brilliant." So she sat down and she read it, and she thought, "This is brilliant." So he came home from work, and she was like, "You have to publish this." And he was like, "Oh no, that's a load of old crap. I threw it in the bin." And she was like, "Absolutely not. There's a couple of bits in it that I could point out to you that I think would be good for you to change. But this is brilliant." So he was like, "If you really think so, all right, let's go with it." So they made a few changes. Anyway, sometime later, don't know how long, because I'm doing this all from memory because I think it's just brilliant. Um, Sometime later, the book got published. That book was Carrie. That man was Stephen King. And that wife that pulled it out was Tabitha King. Thank God.
Hmm.
Thank God that
I've
she
never
pulled
read it.
that out. Oh, it's so good. Stephen King is my all-time favorite author. He's a genius. He's got a brilliant mind. I love him. I would love to meet him. So, Steve, if you're listening, I'm all about it. I'm all about you. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I just thought that was a really cool story because there's so many writers and creators out there that make brilliant, brilliant pieces of work that doubt themselves, overthink things like Susie the cat. Oh, Susie. Oh, Susie's butt on camera.
She's not very proud.
No. And yeah, I just thought, just keep going. Just keep going. Like if you've got a dream, keep going. That's what we're doing with the pod. We just keep
Yep.
going, don't we? Just keep going,
We
keep
do.
going. And one day we'll be as rich and famous as Stephen King. So until that day comes, we should just keep going with these wonderful
Well,
episodes.
you say that. It's not about being rich and famous, is it? We do the podcast
Yes,
because we love doing the podcast and we
want to be rich and famous.
I mean, who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
But
No,
I
it's
just
it's it's definitely not about the famous thing, and it's not even really about being rich. It's
listen, we don't make any money from this, Kate.
no, we don't. I just want to have this as my job. Like I want
Yeah.
to be able to pay my bills and pay my rent and do this and do my research and writing stories and working on the website and that's what I want to do every day. But I need
Yep.
to be able to pay my bills. So I don't want to have to leave
Absolutely.
doing this and go to work. That's what it
Absolutely.
is. Yeah. Well, there you
All
go.
right. Well, Brandon Blamton,
Done.
done. Now that Susie's here, can I tell you a little story about Susie?
Yeah, Susie.
Right.
You look
Firstly, she's an absolute psychopath.
well, yeah.
One minute she's your best friend, the next minute she's scratching your face off. But she likes, listen, she likes to be scratched real hard. Loves it, like really, really rough on her face.
She's
And she like
brutal.
scrapes her face all along you. And me and Josie haven't really told anyone about this because it's really embarrassing for Susie. Look at her face. She's
Yeah, she just
embarrassed.
looked right into the camera
She's
then. She was like,
listen, people need to know Susie. She's going. She's gone.
oh, she's
She
disgusted with you.
she should be disgusted with herself because you want to know what we found her doing one day.
Oh, God.
She was in Haley's bedroom, right? Just on the floor, just like when they have their feet all curled up underneath them on the floor, but facing the wall, right? And we was
Right.
like, Susie, babes, are you all right? We was like, what is she doing? Susie, back off, will you? And she was like, she just looked round at us. So she was tucked up, oh, like on the floor, looking at the wall. And then when we was like, Susie, what are you doing? She got up and moved. She had been sitting on an upturned plug. She's not all right, is she?
I mean, yeah, I
Like
can't say as
properly
I've ever
upturned,
hidden
sat on
myself
the
in the bedroom
prongs.
sitting on an upturned plug.
Yeah. We was like, Susie, what are you doing, babe? She's just like staring at the wall, like properly facing the wall. What on earth are you doing? She gets up, fucking plug.
And
Just
then she
having the
looked at you and
best
went,
time.
"Don't fucking judge me." Oh,
She's
Suze.
such a weird cat.
I mean, we love her. For those of you that want to see Susie in all her glory, although there's no plug pictures. So if that's what you're looking for, you're going to the wrong podcast and the wrong website. That's on susieafterdark.com. Plug
No,
me in.
there are pictures of Susie on the website, aren't
Yes,
there?
that's what I was going to say. So
Yeah.
yeah, you need to be part of the Blamley because some of these pictures are pretty raunchy. They're not plug raunchy, but they are pretty raunchy,
Well,
Susie. She's
and honestly,
showing it all off.
I've never had a cat before, never, and I didn't know that that's what they. Well, I don't know if that's what they're like, but
Well,
Susie is on a different level of cat.
yeah, she
These
is.
pictures are promiscuous. They are
Raunchy,
erotic. They're
very,
not
very
right.
fuzzy.
She just lays in the most like she looks like a badger sometimes.
Yeah, she thinks
Just
she's
lays.
people.
She does. She sits like people. She lays
Mm.
on the bed like people. She's
Yeah,
not
and
all right.
if you want to see that, um, yeah, $5 a month, become a Blamley member, get on the
You can
site,
see
see
erotic
Susie.
pictures of my cat.
I have had a request to put a post on there about puppy.
You have.
So I will be posting on our Blamley section, I'll be posting some pictures and videos of pup.
Well, talking of plugs, I do just want to do a short plug for our social media and
Love that.
Blamley.
Speaking
Um,
of plugs,
Speaking of plugs, um, our social media, if you aren't following us on Facebook and Instagram,
do
please
it.
do it. Because we love to hear from you. So if you aren't following us, you can't comment on all of the cool things that we post.
Yeah.
So follow us. If you aren't part of the Blam or have no idea what the Blamley is, the Blamley are privy to it's like 40 something additional episodes now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is at the moment
There's
of recording this
Yeah, there's
episode. Yeah.
over 40 additional episodes. There's a new one each month. It's like $5 a month. And if you're in the UK, it's less than that. It's like £4 something a
Yeah.
month. And you get all of the additional episodes and you get access to the Susie pictures, you get access to case file pictures, you get access to games and things like that. And it's really cool. And the money does
Do it.
go to helping us run the podcast and the website. And we do that. We said earlier, we take no money from this at all.
Mm.
We are very often out of pocket. So we appreciate every single person that subscribes and helps and supports us.
Mm.
Plug
Five
done.
$5 is £3 65.
Oh, there you go then.
Yeah, that's all it is. And to be fair, it's cost us fucking arm and a leg to do the website and everything else. So,
Yeah.
get on there. And also there's many, many bits on the website where you can share your views with us. You can send us private messages, you can leave reviews, you can request episodes, you can send us merch designs, anything like that. We want to hear from you. We are the podcast that is going to put you guys in control. So if you want something on the website, if you think, oh, that'd be really cool, that'd be really good if I could sit on the train on my way to work and search through like a whole case file that's got all the court documents and photos and evidence that was used in the trial, all things like that. That'd be really cool for that case. Tell us and we'll get it and we'll put it on the website.
Yeah.
There you go.
Done.
Done. All right. Well, less episode, yeah?
This episode. Come on.
Okay.
No, you've broken it. It's not even. You've
Can
broken
you
it.
hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
It doesn't like that tone, does it?
No, it doesn't. It's so sick of
Morning.
you.
Morning. It's like it's not morning. I mean, it is at the moment.
Yeah, he's still moaning.
Morning.
Wonderful. Yep, got that loud and clear.
You do your bit now.
All right, morning. Morning. What do I do? You've thrown me off. Do it again.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning, morning.
Morning. Ever the professionals. Ever professional. Yes. Well, welcome to another week, another
Welcome,
episode.
welcome, 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 welcome
Um,
to February 2026.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, it's only, I can't remember what I said.
Do you say
Eight-
82?
82, 81 days. 81 days to CrimeCon Birmingham.
That's crazy. It is creeping up.
Yeah. And any of our listeners that go to CrimeCon Birmingham or London, we have got some extra special, sorry, I had a hiccup then, extra special goodies just for you.
Yes, so we have got loads and loads of giveaways already sorted just for everybody that's coming. But if you are a listener, come up to our store, tell us you love the podcast, you listen to us all the time, and we will give you a extra special bag of goodies.
Yes, we
Right.
will. And and just
And
so
it's
you
not the
know,
herbs that Kate brought back from France.
it's not cheese either, because I don't give that away. But we have got some extra special stuff that we have personally made. I don't think you're going to get that from any other podcast. Oh, I can't show mine.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just don't think you're going to get that from many other podcasts where they're
Yeah.
actually making their own shit to give
No.
away.
Well, let's episode because otherwise we'll just still be talking by the time CrimeCon comes and we'll just miss it.
That's
So
true. All right, let's go.
this episode is all sorts of perplexing,
Oh,
tragic,
yes.
confusing, and is a story that most of you won't have heard
Mm.
because this year I am endeavouring to take on more UK stories, more of the unknown UK stories. Even so, this one happened round the corner to both of us, and I had never heard of it.
Yeah.
So I know you may have, I did not.
Okay.
And this is the disappearance of Corrie McKeague.
Doesn't ring a bell,
No,
unfortunately.
I don't know. I was busy in my own life when this happened. So
Okay. What year?
2017.
Hmm. That was a bad year for me, so I wouldn't have been even conscious. Yeah. Okay.
So, Corrie McKeague was born in September 1993 in Cooper in Fife in Scotland. Corrie has two brothers, Derek and McKayen, and they've all got very cool names.
Hmm.
And they had what looks to be a very happy childhood. Cooper is a very small town. It's a place where most people knew each other. A rural place in Fife in Scotland, surrounded by fields and hills. It was a place for boys to grow up riding their bikes, building dens, playing in the streams, and getting up to whatever young boys get up to. It was almost, I've envisioned it like the 80s
Yeah, I was going to say that's what a childhood
era.
should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that.
Corey and his brother Derek were particularly close and would often get mistaken for twins. The boys spent a lot of time with their grandparents while their parents worked, and they just seemed like a very normal, very loving, very close family. So when Corey was 11 and his parents decided to get divorced, it really hit him hard. Not just the divorce, but the complete separation from everything that he had known growing up. His mum, Nicole, moved him and his brothers 30 miles away to Dunfermline. It seemed like this separation had an effect on his behaviour and his schoolwork. He struggled at school. Um, a late diagnosis of dyslexia holding him back mostly, and he left school aged 16 with very few qualifications. While his parents' separation had affected his behaviour, it was what happened the summer that he left school that would ultimately shape his adult life and potentially be the precursor for things to come. It was early August. Corey and his friends had just finished school, and they were at that time where they were enjoying their newfound freedom in the summer holidays before starting college or going on to work, that sort of thing. Corey was at a friend's birthday party a few miles from his home, and this party seems to have gotten a little bit out of control, and the police were called. And I think it was just like noise complaints from the neighbours. It wasn't like, I mean, UK parties are not like American house
No.
parties. They're not like that there. So I think it was probably just a bit of a noise violation, and the neighbours called the police.
Yeah.
But it was still quite relatively early in the evening, so Corey and his friends decided to continue their party in a nearby woods, away from the houses where they wouldn't disturb the neighbours.
It's very considerate of them.
The woods that they were planning to go to, however, was across a level crossing. Level crossing being a train track.
Mm.
Large level crossings have controlled access, so when the train is coming, the gates automatically go down. You can't cross them until they go back up again after the train has gone past. But this was not the case for this small rural area. It was dark. The group of teens were laughing, joking. I can only assume they'd probably had a bit of a tipple being at the party. They approached the level crossing just as the train went hurtling past at 70 miles an hour,
Shit.
while the kids laughed together at how close they had come to death. It wasn't a laughing matter for Natalie Mulholland, a close friend of Corey since primary school. Looking around, Corey saw that she wasn't with the group anymore. So he told the rest of his friends to just stay where they are, stay back, while he went looking for her. He made sure that the train was fully passed. He walked down the track a small ways. He found Natalie's phone lying abandoned on the tracks. Then he came across her shoes before finally finding her mangled body.
Mm.
16 years old, and her life had just ended in an instant. This
Jeez.
this event, the death of his friend at such a young age, this such a tragic death, just completely changed his outlook on life.
Mm.
He decided nothing was going to stop him from living his life to the fullest. If he wanted to do something fun, nothing would stop him. He took those risks, took those chances because he knew from experience that you never know when it would
Yeah.
come to an end. So after school, Corey went on to college to train as a hairdresser. He left home at 17 and moved in with his older brother, McKayan. Now, you can just imagine what these two young men got up to.
Mm.
They were living their best lives. To anyone that met Corey, they described him as the life and soul of the party. He was a lad, a proper lad.
Proper lad. Proper. All right, geezer.
Proper lad. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He liked to go out. He liked to have a drink. He loved talking to people. He was like 17, 18 years old. He was just having fun. But that fun soon started to impact his day-to-day life. He struggled at college during his hairdressing training, and he eventually dropped out. He moved back in with his mum and just fell into a pit of working jobs that he didn't really want to work in. Anything to just pay the bills and fund his weekend lifestyle. After trying some jobs in a call centre and clothing shops, he eventually found a job working and training as a fitness instructor, which he seemed to rather enjoy. And his mother, or but his mother, still felt like his party boy lifestyle would never settle down, and she worried about him. Um, she often said that if someone was going to get in trouble, it was Corey.
Yeah.
If something was going to happen, it would be to Corey. And he felt that. He felt like he was pissing his life up the wall. So when he was 19, he decided to join the RAF. And he joined number 2 Squadron Royal Air Force Regiment base at the RAF base in Honington,
Oh goodness,
which
it's a
is
mouthful.
a, yeah, yeah, I know. I don't know why they have to be called that. They have to shorten it to something.
Yeah.
Honington is in Bury St Edmunds, Suffolk, not too far from Kate, but 5.5 hours away from Corey's family in Dunfermline.
Mm.
The strict nature of the RAF versus what his life had been like meant that Corey actually really struggled at first. The RAF had actually threatened to throw him out. Corey wasn't a troublemaker by any means. He'd never been in trouble with the police. He was just a party boy. He just liked to have fun. He was a joker. He didn't really take things seriously. He was just like, just having the best time.
Yeah.
But when the
Like it.
RAF decided to, or threatened to throw him out, he decided to knuckle down. And he eventually passed his training and made it to the ranks of senior aircraftman, gunner, and medic.
Mm.
And although he had knuckled down, he was still a young man. He still liked to go out on the weekends and have fun with his mates. By September 2016, Corey was 23. He was doing well with the RAF. He had a new 8-week-old puppy.
Oh.
He had a girlfriend of 5 months called April. Um, and he was just a very, very normal, typical 23-year-old man. On the 23rd of September, while his girlfriend was away on a holiday in America, Corey and his friends had organised a night out in the town of Bury St Edmunds, which was 10 miles away from the Honington RAF base. It was a very typical night out. Corey and his friends were locals at the bars and clubs. Corey was a familiar face, a friendly face, and very well known. Not because of any negative reasons, but more the opposite. Corey was a very good looking guy. He looked cool, he was stylish, and he had a huge personality. He was just the type of person that would strike up a conversation with anyone and be mates. His face is very kind. His eyes
Mm.
are kind.
Yeah.
He's a very,
He sounds
very
charismatic.
lovable chap. Yeah,
Yeah.
proper lovable chappy. He's just
Oh.
got a very, very kind looking face. And you know, when you meet someone, you can kind of feel their aura.
Yeah.
You can feel that. He's just a very kind, um, friendly guy. So this organised night out, however, didn't go massively to plan. Corey was due to get a lift with one of his friends into town, but there was a mix-up of sorts. Each friend thought Corey was getting a lift with the other friend, and Corey was actually left behind.
Hmm.
But never mind. Corey decided to drive his BMW into town. He was planning on drinking, but he would just leave his car there and then either get a lift back with his mates or just drive back in the morning.
Hmm.
So Corey parked his car in the town at around 10 p.m. I think it was just after 10 p.m. He then sat in his car for 45 minutes chatting to his brother Derek, while he started some pre-drinks. He'd had, I think it was like a bottle of rosé or something like that, and he was just drinking it in his car while he was on the phone to his brother. Corey was dressed in a light pink Ralph Lauren shirt, a pair of light or white coloured jeans, and like beige Timberland boots to top it off. His short blonde hair was gelled to perfection, and he cut a
Mhm.
very memorable figure as he made his way to where his friends were located in So Bar in the town of Bury St Edmunds. There was a local
Oh, I know
musician.
that.
Do you know So Bar? You've been
Yeah,
in So
yeah,
Bar.
yeah, yeah.
There's not a lot of people that are So Bar in there, I tell you that.
No, there definitely isn't.
There was a local musician playing that night. He knew Corey from previous interactions with him. Corey was lively. He would request songs. He would get up and dance and sing. And this night was no different. He asked Nick to play a song from the 40s and then sang along to the whole song.
Oh, I love that.
Um, and the musician Nick, he was like, that was so weird. It was like it was so bizarre.
So bizarre.
Um,
I'm just
But
looking
in
up
it,
what he looks like. Sorry.
oh, okay.
Oh, he's beautiful.
Yeah, he just looks like
Yeah,
such a lovely guy, doesn't he?
yeah, yeah,
Really, really kind face. That's the only way you can describe it, isn't it?
yeah. He's got a lovely face.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But it doesn't seem as though he was at Sobar very long. Before him and his group of friends headed to Weatherspoons at around 11:30. If you're not from the UK, you may be unfamiliar with the name Weatherspoons. But as us UKers all know that you go to Weatherspoons because it is pretty cheap and cheerful.
Yep,
Everybody loves the Weatherspoons.
it'll get it done.
It
Yep,
does the job.
yep.
Yep. From what I gather, this Weatherspoons was actually quite large and quite busy. Corey saw a few different groups of people that he knew, and he wasn't shy about heading over and speaking to them or anyone really. He was a social butterfly and was just making his way around the room, talking to everyone. Oh,
Oh,
everybody knew
hey.
him. Yeah, let's come
Yeah.
here. He would even go outside and talk to the bouncer. While he was out there having a cigarette, he would talk to the bouncer. And even the bouncer said he gave him a hug on one occasion.
Oh,
When he
oh.
left Weatherspoons, it was clear that Corey was drunk, but he was functioning and harmless. They all then headed over to Flex nightclub at around 12:30, midnight. Do you know? Do you know the Flex nightclub?
I'm
Quite frequent
always
there.
there.
Always
Yeah,
Flex nightclub.
always.
So when they got to Flex nightclub, the bouncer noted Corey's demeanor. He was a bit stumbly. The bouncer said to him, "Mate, are you drunk?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, I'm drunk."
am, yeah.
He then told the bouncer that he loved him. Slightly slurry but discernible. He went into the Flex nightclub, but he was only in there for about 30 minutes before the doorman, the bouncer, he'd been watching Corey kind of stumbling around, and he politely tapped him on the shoulder and was like, "Come on, mate, you've had enough." He wasn't being a menace, he wasn't violent, he wasn't angry, he was just drunk. And perhaps making a bit of a scene of himself.
Yeah.
But Corey held up his hands. Probably not the first time he'd been asked to leave a nightclub. He knew he was drunk, and he left. Walking, talking, and in control of his body, but just a bit too drunk. And it was just after 1 a.m. Corey then walks down the road and does what every drunk British person does. He goes into his favourite fast food shop, Pizza Mamma Mia, the
What's that?
type of shop that does pizza, burgers, and kebab. We
They
love them, don't we?
specialize in nothing.
They
Yeah.
specialize nothing. We just want cheap, dirty, greasy, done.
Do you know, I have never had a kebab.
Oh, shut up.
Never.
Shut up. I listened to another podcast do this as well, and the woman was like, "Oh, I've never eaten a kebab," and I was like, "Oh, get in a fucking bin, love."
I've had the shish kebab.
Oh, but you've never had a proper like
I've never had a doner kebab.
greasy
Never.
doner
Ne
kebab that's been
But
sat there for ages.
ugh, it's just something, it's the same reason that I don't have like burger van food.
Yeah,
I just icky,
gives
pooey.
you the ick.
Yeah,
That's fair, but
yeah. And it's normally lamb, isn't it? Doner kebab. And I
yeah,
don't eat lamb.
well,
So
it says it's lamb.
yeah.
It's probably not. So
Probably squirrel.
yeah, Corey goes into Pizza Mamma Mia and orders himself two burgers, a kebab, and some chips.
Oh, I love his style.
Yeah,
I love that.
honestly, such a lad. He then leaves, food in hand, around 1:30 a.m. and he finds like a shop front, a big shop front to sit and eat his food in. And this shop front was Hugh's electrical shop.
Mhm.
So the doors, the only way I can describe this is that the doors to enter are set back from the road and
Mhm.
from the outside of the building. So you've got the big square building, but the doors are pushed back. So there's a bit of a almost
Like a
like a
little porch.
isosceles triangle porch. Yeah. So it was out the way of it was just a bit better than
Yeah.
sitting on the street. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Just a bit sheltered. Yeah.
A bit sheltered. So he sits there, he eats his greasy, dirty kebab and burger, and then he falls asleep right there in the shop doorway. And he stays asleep there for nearly 2 hours. When he wakes up, he walks down the road, makes a turn, and heads past Greg's and then into an area known as the Horseshoe, aptly named for its shape. Now, this area is essentially like a loading bay for the back of all the surrounding buildings. You drive in, and it is literally like a horseshoe, and it
Right.
is all the back of the buildings that go into this bit. It's not a very nice area, and it is known to play host to drug deals. It's also the area where the shops keep their like BIFFA bins and stuff. So you come out the back of the shop and then chuck your stuff in the rubbish. Uh,
Yeah.
um, so it's just like I don't know, a very average loading bay. Um, so these BIFFA bins are like, the big, large 1,100 litre. There's like red and blue ones.
Like a
Um,
dumpster.
yeah, yeah, like a dumpster from if you're in America. And they just lined one wall. They were dirty, smelly, full of old food and waste from like the Greggs and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Normally
all,
where a load of pissed people go
yeah,
to
it
like
always
have a wee wees.
always stinks of piss up there, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Not very nice area.
Always stinks of piss.
It does always stink piss.
Yeah, it does.
But this one, it's a large open space. It's quite large there, and it's got paved flooring, and it's relatively well lit, and it's monitored by CCTV cameras. And it's these CCTV cameras that pick up Corey entering this area at 3:25 a.m. Saturday morning.
So the time again, sorry, 3.
3:25 a.m.
Okay.
So he'd got his kebab at
Sleep.
1:30, gone and
Fell
eaten it,
asleep.
fallen asleep, almost 2 hours, and then he goes into this horseshoe area.
Okay.
On Monday, the 26th of September, Corey didn't show up for morning parade at the RAF base. A search of
Mm.
his living quarters revealed that he hadn't been home all weekend. His little 8-week-old puppy dog had clearly been left unattended.
Was it all right?
Something, yes, he was fine,
Okay,
but
good.
there was obviously like shit and piss and stuff
Yeah, yeah.
everywhere. And it was something Corey would never have done. And
No.
this sent red flags to the RAF bosses.
Boss.
Um, Normally, he would have been reported AWOL, absent without leave.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a common thing to do. However, Corey was reported as a missing person straight away. And this was primarily because just a few months earlier, another RAF base, RAF Marham in Norfolk, which is actually very near me,
Hmm.
reported an attempted abduction of one of their men. In July 2016, so just a few months before the September,
Right.
while out running, the airman from the RAF Marham base was approached by two men with a knife. They tried to bundle him in the back of this like black people carrier van, but the airman managed to fight the attackers, free himself, and then ran to seek help. Um, the attackers were never caught, but it was assumed that it was some sort of like terrorist attack that they were trying to
Blimey.
steal the RAF men or abduct these RAF men, but
Goodness.
um, it was later found that it wasn't that. But they thought that perhaps Corey's no-show that morning was connected to this near
Hmm.
kidnapping at the other RAF base, so it was immediately taken seriously. When
Jeez.
Corey's mum, Nicola, received a phone call to say that her son Corey was missing, she sprang into action. She actually worked as a family liaison officer with the police. So she was normally the person to help families when their loved ones went missing. And
Right.
now she was living it. So she knew that police needed Corey's phone details, his bank details. And then she knew there wasn't really anything she could do, and that police would just conduct these checks and then find him.
Hmm.
And this is how we know the timestamps of Corey's movements in the hours before he went missing into that horseshoe area, because police looked at the CCTV footage and they pieced together his movements. They didn't, however, find any traces of Corey on CCTV after entering the horseshoe area. It
Oh,
would have been what they said was improbable, but not possible or not impossible for him to have exited that area without being seen. So there was only one way in or out of the horseshoe area, unless you went into one of the back entrances of a shop. But then there was no CCTV of him coming out of any of the shops.
right.
He wasn't picked up again at all.
Oh,
Phone records are a very quick way to identify where someone is located. So police search through the phone data, through Corey's phone data, and find that on the Saturday morning, in the hours after Corey was last seen on the CCTV, his mobile phone is recorded as having travelled 12 miles away. So his phone signal stops at 8 a.m. That was either because the phone lost battery or was destroyed. And they said that this journey of 12 miles had taken around 28 minutes, meaning
okay.
that either Corey or Corey's phone hadn't travelled by foot, but rather by car.
Right.
Police then, when they kind of realised that while they were looking at the CCTV footage of the horseshoe area, that they had seen a BIFFA bin lorry arrive at 4:19 a.m. And the route of this bin lorry matched the route that Corey's phone had taken. So in October, Suffolk Constabulary seized this bin lorry. They tracked it down. Um, However, when they looked into the records, they found that this bin lorry that had been into the back of the horseshoe area and had picked up the biffa bins had only contained a weight of about 11 kilograms. So when they pick up the bins, there's a weight on the thing, and
Okay.
it tells the operator the weight of that bin,
Yeah.
and
So
these things were
11,
all
11
recorded.
kilograms was
11
the,
kilograms
okay. So
was
cheese.
the weight. So yeah, the weight of your cheese. Yep.
Okay. Right.
So much less than the weight of a human body. So
Yeah.
perhaps Corey's phone had somehow entered the bin, and then the bin had been put in the back of the lorry, and then the lorry had gone traveling on its route, and that's where the police had found his phone records had travelled that route. Corey's mother and brother travelled down to Bury to help with the investigation, as did his father and his father's new partner. Nicole is very vocal on the news, insisting that anyone that knows anything about Corey's disappearance come forward. Because there was something like 23 people caught on CCTV around that horseshoe area at the time of Corey's disappearance.
Okay.
Um, and police actually, they think it was like a Christmas fair in the December or something. In
Hmm.
a Christmas fair, they put up a pop-up booth, and all you had to do was go in there, look at the camera. The camera would read that person's face and then match it to one of the 23 people. So they
Oh,
were
okay.
actually able to identify 13 of those out of the 23
Hmm, that's
and
good.
interview them and obviously cross them off the list.
Hmm.
Um, but September turned to October, and police had thrown everything that they had at finding Corey, but to no avail. And then the family learned some devastating news in the October. A body had been found near Tin Whistle in Derbyshire, which is a good few miles away. It's
Yeah.
very, very far, actually.
Yeah.
And it was the body of a man, dismembered and burnt and stuffed into a suitcase.
Jeez.
So all police knew was that this was a white male under the age of 50. And while the family held their breath that this wasn't their son, Corey's girlfriend April was holding a positive pregnancy test. She had just found out that she was pregnant with Corey's child,
Oh man.
something that she hadn't known
Hmm.
before. It turned out that the body found in the bag was not Corey's. It
Oh,
was traced back to I can't, it was I think it was some sort of like Chinese gentleman he'd been working with, like he was one of his associates or something that had murdered
okay.
him. He that was all sorted, but it was nothing to do with Corey.
Jeez. Okay.
Throughout November and December, police and the family conducted a huge search for Corey, like search through the woodlands. There was a massive like volunteers helping to search the areas and things like
Mm,
that, and nothing ever came of it. Police actually did find the back of a mobile phone along the route that his phone had taken, but had no conclusive way of matching it to Corey's phone. It literally was just the back of the phone.
right.
January came, and as a renewed plea to the public, April announced her pregnancy on the in the news, hoping that it would kind of spur people to come forward, knowing
Yeah.
that it was obviously now going to be a dad.
Yeah.
Um, there was the odd sighting here and there, but nothing ever came of it.
Mm,
The only realistic conclusion that could have happened was that Corey had decided to walk the 10 miles home to the base and had been perhaps struck by a car, but a body had never been found and no accident reported, or that he had gotten a ride from someone and something had happened along the way. His mum said he absolutely would have taken a lift from a stranger. It was something he would have done,
mm,
but there was no CCTV footage that had seen Corey leaving that horseshoe area.
mm.
Or that Corey had gotten into one of those BIFFA bins for a sleep and had been collected in the early hours of the morning as he slept.
Oh
But his mother
God.
said he would never have gotten in a bin. He cared
No.
far too much about his appearance.
Yeah, he looks like a clean boy.
Yeah, yeah, very clean, very well kept, very sort of proud of his
Yeah.
appearance. The only thing police could conclusively say was that Corey's phone had travelled in that bin lorry that had been collected that had collected the bins from the horseshoe area.
Mm,
But they checked the report. It said that the weight was far too light to have contained a body, so he couldn't have been in the bin. In late January, a 26-year-old BIFFA employee was arrested on suspicion of perverting the course of justice. It seems the weight data recorded of 11 kilograms was wrong, and that
oh,
the bin had actually weighed 116 kilograms, 255 pounds, or 18 stone. A weight much higher than the average weight of around 30 kilogram per bin that would
right.
normally be collected from that area. A weight that 100% could have contained a human body.
Oh my
In
goodness.
February, 5 months after Corey's disappearance, Suffolk police began a search of the landfill site in Milton. A 120-acre site takes that site in Milton takes in about 96,000 tons of waste each year. And in some places, the rubbish is about 26 feet deep,
That is mad.
8 meters deep. Now, police searches of landfill sites are normally poo-pooed. They are incredibly expensive to fund
Yeah, I
and
bet.
often yield very little results.
Yeah.
Not only do the police have to fund the hire of manpower, they also have to fund the hire of machinery needed to dig through the waste.
Mm,
But nonetheless, the police were given the go ahead.
good.
Because I don't know if people know, the police don't just have like funds. They
No.
have to appeal to the government or appeal
Yeah.
to a different place to say, can
Plea
we
their
spend
case.
some
Yeah.
money on this X, Y, and Z? This is how much it's all going to cost. The
Jeez.
search is planned to cover 1,100 square yards to a depth of 25 feet and was expected to take 10 weeks. The 10 weeks came and went, and still no sign of Corey. In those 10 weeks, Corrie's mother had offered a £50,000 reward for information leading to the return of her son. This reward was to last 1 week and 1 week only. If no one came forward in that time, then the reward wouldn't be offered. So it was like a almost like a time scale for someone to be like,
Mm.
oh, I've only got a week to come forward, or
Yeah, do it now.
do it now. Exactly.
It's a good idea.
Um, by May, after the original 10 weeks search of the landfill site, the police had managed to sift through 3,000 tons of waste.
Mm.
And at the beginning of June, had only just started coming across items related to the area that Corrie had gone missing from.
Oh,
And then by that time, the police had searched 4,430 tons of waste and
jeez.
said, as long as they are finding items from the right time and place of Corrie's disappearance, they would continue to search.
Good.
The estimated cost of the search so far had reached £1 million, making it the most expensive missing persons case Suffolk police had ever launched.
That's bonkers.
On the 21st of July 2017, 20 weeks into the landfill search, after sifting through 7,200 tons of waste, the search was officially called off.
Oh
The
no.
only thing that they had found of any merit was a human skull, but this was said to have belonged to a woman dating back to 1945. It does also say that they found the person that had dumped the skull,
Dump the
and it
skull.
and it was fine. Like it was all right.
It's absolutely not fucking fine.
No idea. It literally says that the person was traced back, like the person that put the skull there or dumped it in the bin was traced
Yeah.
back, and there was no nefarious activity. Or
Oh,
so you don't know about that, but it was not Corey's.
okay.
The police received a lot of backlash from the public, from the press, from Corey's parents about stopping the search.
Yeah.
But how much can you possibly search? Spending over I think it was like £1.2 million. It's got to be so difficult for someone to make that call. Do
Well, yeah.
you continue searching endlessly, trying to find what would most definitely be bone fragments?
Mm,
It was almost now a year on. So any chance of recovering his body whole was completely gone. Any chance of his loved ones being able to put his body to rest was non-existent.
mm.
The forensic pathologist had told the police that his body would have been crushed when he first entered the bin lorry. So the
Oh,
injuries that he sustained would have meant that his body would have decayed much faster than normal, as well as the bacteria in the landfill site would have sped up the decay.
oh, you just
Um,
couldn't though, could you? You just, yeah, it's different if you're a loved one. Like, I just would never be okay with stopping that search. I wouldn't.
yeah, and I get
Just
that.
because of closure as well, just to give you
Yeah,
that closure.
yeah. So, and that's how everybody thought. Everybody thought
Yeah,
that. They thought
yeah,
if you've already spent £1.2 million, don't let it go to waste.
yeah,
Carry on
yeah.
searching
Make
because
it
that's
count.
make it count exactly. And that was what everybody said.
Mm,
So within days of the search ending, more than 25,000 people had signed a petition calling for the search to be resumed.
good.
Corey's father even went to the lengths of blockading the the
Like the bin
site with his
lorries.
motorhome. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, and his mother, I think, had put in an appeal to have that area undisturbed so
yeah.
that like new stuff didn't go on there and stuff. But the police said that the fact that the search had cost £1.2 million wasn't a factor, that they had just searched the entire area where Corrie's body had likely been. They had come across all of the, like, they'd traced back all of the dates of packages that had been left, and
Yeah.
oh, this has come from the Greg's there, or this has come from that shop there, and this is about the right time and date, but they just never come across anything that could have been Corey's.
Mm.
So to Corey's family, that supported the idea that Corey hadn't climbed into the bin and been killed. But the police remained steadfast in their presumption. That was the only likely option. That was the only theory they had evidence supporting. In the June of that year, just before the search was stopped, Corey's daughter was born. A
Mm.
daughter that he had had no idea he was due to have. And she was named Ellie Louise. And Corey's girlfriend posted a picture online saying, "Your daddy would be proud of you, my little one, and would love you as much as I do." And she wrote, "Corey will be a part of both of us forever, and no one can take that away."
God, that's
In
heartbreaking.
in March 2022, an inquest was held that concluded that Corey had died of compression asphyxia in association with multiple injuries, and that his death was contributed to by impaired judgment due to alcohol consumption. Police believe Corey's remains are somewhere in Milton landfill site. And this is why I chose this story, because of its perplexing nature, and because of my own arguments against Corey being in that bin.
Oh.
My first argument is Josie and I watched a 24 hours in police custody a little while ago about a man that had been murdered in Peterborough, not too far from here, about an hour away from here.
Mm.
He was murdered, and then his body was thrown into a BIFFA bin and taken to the landfill site the next day. Police appealed to searching this landfill site, and they were told, "You're not going to find anything. It's very, very rare that you find something." But despite that, they were granted permission to search the landfill site. They were told that they wouldn't find a whole body because the bin mulches.
All
So
right.
they were told they wouldn't find a whole body. After weeks of searching, they found the murdered man, and they found his remains whole and
Oh.
intact. So that is one of my arguments against
Mm.
him being in that bin, because the whole of this man's body was recovered. It wasn't in pieces. It wasn't. Um, so if they were finding bits and pieces from the area,
Yeah.
and also while I was working the other day, and I was talking to a client about this case, and he was like, "That's so funny that you should mention that," because um he said in the town of Wisbech, just around the corner from us, there is a hotel called the Crown. I say a hotel, it's not necessarily a hotel. And uh they'd been staying there one evening, and about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, there was all this like shouting and yelling and stuff going on. And what happened was the bin men had come to collect the biffa bins, and they had upended it into the lorry, and there'd been a homeless man sleeping in the bin. He'd gone
Yes.
into the bin and had obviously shouted, "Hey, hey,"
Yeah.
and had been heard and then pulled out of the bin and rescued.
Right.
So it doesn't sound like it sounds like it's probably quite a common occurrence for people to sleep in the bins.
Mm.
There are perspex glass so that the bin lorries, the workers can see into the bins, and the weight calculators as well, so that that sort of thing doesn't happen. And
Yeah.
also, biffa bins do have locks on them, don't they? They've got those triangle little locks that you. I used to have to do it when I was working in the office. If I had to go and take any paper out, I had to take the key with me,
Yeah.
unlock it. I mean, it only works if they are locked, to stop people from getting in. But
Yeah.
so, and Corey's family said that he would never have gotten in a bin. And he had just slept for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And his car was nearby.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he have just walked to his car if he wanted to go back to sleep? Why wouldn't he have just walked to his car and slept in his car? I know that two burgers, a kebab, chips, and a 2 hour sleep would have massively sobered him up. So he wouldn't have
What
been
month was this again?
September.
Okay, so September in this country
Cold,
is
bit cold,
chilly.
bit
Yeah.
cold. Yep. So I don't know why he
Oh.
wouldn't have gone and slept in his car, but
How,
he absolutely went into that horseshoe area. That is caught on CCTV, and you can watch that CCTV of him
and you
going in.
can't, yeah, but so how do you explain not seeing him come out and also the
His
fact that
phone.
that bin was really heavy?
Don't know. Don't know.
I
In
think
all
I think he
likelihood.
did go in the bin. I don't, maybe not intentionally,
Yeah.
but maybe there was some kind of foul play because that bin man lied about the weight.
Well,
Why would that have happened?
we don't know whether he lied about the weight or whether he just made a mistake with the weight
Mm,
because he wasn't charged with anything. He was let go. It was found that he hadn't done anything maliciously. Whether he'd gone, oh shit, like he hadn't recorded the weight or anything, and then gone, oh shit, there's someone missing, and I don't want to get in trouble, so I'll doctor the results. I don't know, but he wasn't ever actually like um found guilty of doing anything. But
oh God,
it's
it's
a
a
it's a bizarre
mystery.
one, and it's
Yeah,
and it's so tragic as well.
it really is. What the
So
hell
tragic.
happened to him?
Yeah, it's so sad that
I just wish we had some sort of answer.
I know. So there were a couple of theories. One theory was that he had come to harm in that area and someone had killed him and put him in the bin.
Yeah,
Another theory was that, and this is a stupid theory, was that Corey had found out he was going to be a dad and wanted to end his life.
no,
But he hadn't found out he wanted to be a dad because
no,
his girlfriend only found out a few weeks after he disappeared. So she didn't even know she was pregnant at the time he disappeared.
yeah,
So that's a stupid one. People are
yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
Um,
I don't buy that for a second.
no, his dad. It's very, very strange. His mum was like, he would never have slept in a bin. He would never have done that. He was very, very prim, proper. He was wearing
Yeah,
nice clothes. He would not have
yeah.
done that. Um, his dad, however, was like, oh yeah, he used to sleep in bins all the time. He always like slept underneath bin bags if they were warm, and he, said that he would have done that, but I
Mm,
don't believe that.
no,
But yeah, what I found really interesting was that had that event in his earlier life when he was a teenager, had that not have happened, would he have lived his life that way?
mm,
That carefree, I'll do what I please because, I want to go and have fun because you never know what's going to happen.
yeah.
It was
God,
almost as if it could have been seen as a self-fulfilling prophecy.
God, it's really perplexing.
Yeah.
Really, really
Yeah, but
perplexing.
it's really sad.
I wish we knew. I wish we knew what had happened to him.
Well, that's why they did this inquest to like put a close to it to
Yeah,
say that is the only likely outcome that happened.
but you don't think that he did end
I
up in
don't
the
know
bin?
what to think. I think if he did end up in the bin, that's how they didn't find him. I don't know if they'd searched that much and they'd searched in the area where they were finding things related to those bins, how they wouldn't have come across anything because, you
Yeah,
know,
but I mean,
there would have been.
it's also possible that like someone. in relation to the bin company could have like found the mistake and thought, Jesus, like, and then done something with his remains.
Maybe. I think that's probably a little bit far-fetched. I don't think they would have.
It's a stretch, but it is
Yeah.
possible. Do you know what I mean? If they thought, do you
Yeah.
know what? They've already found a someone's skull.
Yeah. That's
Do
so
you know
good.
what I mean? It's going to make us look really careless.
Yeah.
Don't
But
know.
like, I know that there's a lot of waste there. There's obviously tons and tons and tons of it, but a thigh bone is massive.
Yeah.
And that's not something you're gonna scoot over. That a thigh bone is huge, isn't it?
It's a
So
massive area though, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. Without actually being there to see how thoroughly it was searched,
yeah. But
I
they
just
also
don't know.
searched as well incinerated waste. So, because not all of the waste goes to the landfill site, some of it goes to the incinerators. So they
Mm.
did also sift through incinerated waste as well.
How's that possible?
I know. Because not everything, if a human was to go into an incinerator, not everything is, you know, um,
Mm.
not everything
Incinerated.
turns to incinerate. So,
Mm.
um, yeah,
Oh, it's so tragic. Really tragic.
yeah,
Oh yeah, in all honesty, I don't know what to think because part of me feels I think I'm more leaning towards the fact that he probably is in that landfill site somewhere.
yeah. And Milton's not too far from me either. Milton's an hour away.
Are you going to go and have a look?
I kind of sift through some.
Yeah.
But they did you know as well that they puff in like bubblegum scent into the landfill sites
Why?
because it stinks.
That's
They like puff in bubblegum scent.
I didn't know that, but
Yeah, they random blam done.
I think
But
that's a
yeah,
waste of
that's
fucking money. I think they should just have
you
better.
wouldn't say that if you worked there.
Do you know what? In Bury St Edmunds, there is a sugar factory, Silver Spoon sugar factory, and it fucking stinks
Oh, does it?
so bad. You would never imagine that a sugar factory would smell so bad. It
Hmm.
is honestly, it's like the smelling the worst, most deepest, most disgusting drain that you've ever smelt.
Oh,
It's
that's not
so
encouraging.
vile. It's so vile, which is actually why I have given up sugar.
Oh, okay.
I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
wish we
that is the
knew.
story.
Oh, that's it's really sad. It's
Yeah.
really sad. And I was really hoping that you were going to say, and then they found him.
Oh, I wish.
Oh,
I
and
wish.
he's safe and well. That'd
Yeah,
be amazing.
I wish. I wish.
Oh,
But yeah, so
well, thank you
what
for
is it?
bringing that to our listeners. Uh, it would be great if he was found one day and he just wandered off.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for that, Poddy.
You are welcome.
Oh, it's
I'll
very
see
sad.
you on the next one then.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next one. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
That might be it for today's episode, but if you fancy even more weird and wonderful episodes,
Head over to perplexedpodcast.com and become a Blamley member for just $5 a month.
you'll get an extra episode every month, plus loads of juicy bonus bits, like really in-depth case files.
All the links are in the show notes.
Come hang out with us on socials too.
And don't forget to follow the show and drop us a cheeky review.
Until next time, bye.
Bye. Okay, good.
All right.
Right. Well, before we,
And are you just 1 second, are you sure the microphone's okay? Are you sure you don't need me to do a test?
I do need you to do a test.
I thought we'd better test it just to be on the safe side. So run it only on it on me. All right.